Hello everybody, I am Rdrpenguin and welcome to a new video on RDR Gaming and more. Still haven't changed my skin. I'm working on it. It's gonna be cool. The reason why McKibble isn't here today is because he was a little bit too busy. But, while he's not here, I'm going to teach you some of my personal strategies for TNT Wars. Some of these involve going on to the other side, and some of them do not. There are a lot of elements in this field that allow for really amazing tactics. So, let's just get on with starting. How in the world do you make a good cannon fast? Well, first, just gonna do it. That's the wrong bin. That is too, because the dispensers are pre-filled in this. If the dispensers weren't pre-filled, then I would have to grab stuff from the TNT bin, and that's never any fun. And my cannons are usually super OP. So, that is why I need the repeaters, because I need to be able to direct the signal flow. Before I started playing TNT Wars, I mainly did redstone stuff, and well, people who've seen my previous sets of videos will know that more. And also people who know me, like McKibble, know that. But as you can see, the payload, as it's called, of this cannon is 6 per flick of my lever. And so that can actually range pretty heavily. And this is what is called a scattershot cannon, because it fires many TNT off at differing intervals. So I flick the lever once, and that TNT gets set, and that is the first TNT that is going to go off. I flick it again, and that's more TNT, and that TNT will get scattered, hence the name Scattershot. Now, the wall isn't too terribly far away in this, so I don't need a whole whopping lot of propellant. Now, those of you who know something about TNT cannons know that I have, even if I get the redstone all situated here, you'll notice that I've forgotten something very important. Can anyone guess what it is? If not, I'm going to fire off my cannon and see if you can. I kind of forgot to add the water. So while that does a huge amount of damage to the wall, go Scattershot, the cannon is kind of not a cannon. So let's try this again, but this time remembering to get a water bucket. I had actually forgotten this in one of my practice rounds for the original TNT Wars video that we did. So let's see if we can stay lined up with those shots. I think I put that the wrong distance away. Anyway, let's rebuild the cannon. And you might notice I sometimes will build my cannons one way and then rebuild them a completely different way the next time I do it. Mainly because I'm never consistent. I always end up building my cannons a different way because I'm not ever used. Something else I forgot. pickaxe. Because if you put something in the wrong place, you need to fix it. Bad. So, while I could just do a haphazard fix of this, or break these by hand, that's slow. So, the reason why I have to build it in this particular way is because I want these two repeaters to power these 6 dispensers. If I only have the one repeater, that only powers 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the reason why I needed to branch out like this is because I need to be able to power the repeaters. And if I were to just build this down a little bit more, because this should work too, right? No, it doesn't connect. So, that's why it needs to be built like that. And the reason for the propellant choice, mainly just trial and error. If you haven't seen the previous TNT Wars video, okay, I'm not going to fall off the edge like in that video. Thank you for bringing up that previous video. I'm not gonna even bother flashing back to that. I don't think I have the footage anymore. Basically, I need the ladders here so that the TNT goes upward when it gets fired, and I need the water so that these TNT do not blow up, because that would be bad. So in our rules, you aren't allowed to go over to the other side until there's a hole in the wall. Like, straight through. And then you must go through that hole. I love this cannon. So, oh, also, you see these barriers over here that are currently preventing the TNT from getting shot over there and being out of the range of the cannon and then not getting fired. Yeah, that's happened to me a couple of times, but only in practices that I didn't even record. I think that, not yet. So, also you may notice there are lava bubbles above my island. There are also lava bubbles above his island. And so, if you go through, you may notice that some of the lava bubbles at his base will get blown up when we start getting some TNT over there. You may also have seen some more popular YouTubers such as Preston Plays playing TNT Wars, and knowing their cannons much more than I do. It's because they play it a lot more often. Okay, I'm in a bad situation right now. So, here's something that I usually grab right away. It's the armor, the PvP equipment, the totem. And I just put the totems in my offhand. I don't know if you need to do that, but I do that. But besides the PvP equipment, the totems are so useful. I think I may have blown up a lava bubble. By the way, to do it, I just did, if you don't know, press F3 and A. There goes the totem. Okay, that was just the water. So if you want your cannon to go farther, I recommend waiting more or adding more propellant. But waiting more usually will work too. Yep. Basically what waiting does is it makes the TNT wait longer to explode. And I actually had made a couple of automatic cannons. Which is driving me up the wall. But now his base also has some lava in it. And that will make it very hard to get around. And he may die to the lava instead of just to TNT. So that's most of the tactics from on this side. But say I want to buff this cannon, because it was built quickly and doesn't have very much propellant. I can do stuff like this, and holy cow, that just gave it a whole lot more propellant. That gave it 2 TNT more propellant. Previously it was 5, now it's 7. And that's a pretty big increase. I'm not going to calculate right now, but by the way, the sneaking when I fire, holy cow. Don't think I've ever blown up that many lava bowls before. The reason I sneak while I shoot my cannon is really for no particular reason. In real life, if I were shooting a cannon off, I would shoot it and then duck and cover. Because a lot more things can go wrong with real life cannons. So, we got that. And now, it might be a little bit late to go to the other side. It might be all flooded out, but I'll try it anyway. However, I should probably grab some more building blocks. And in my last video, I'm doing, oh, what? Did I blow up his water stream over there? I think I blew up his water stream. The thing is, Makip doesn't have a cannon over there to be blown up, so I don't know what happened. I doubt that I blew up his water all the way over there. I'll have to check. No, I blew up one of his water towers. I hardly ever do that. So, if you're doing this, get really good at Elytra. Oh, also, you know how there was some TNT on top of mine? I was actually going to show a tactic that I use that involves that TNT, but it's kind of gone. But basically, if somebody is in here, also usually there are pressure plates in front of the doors. But usually if there's somebody in here, you can blow up the TNT on the top of the base and that'll do some damage to them. Also, if you have people like me who put their entire stack of totems in their offhand and then never lose it because we keep inventory, nothing other than getting them off the edge is really going to work. Which is why in the next video, well, we're kind of going to make there be a whole whopping lot less totems. Probably only 3 totems. But in the case that they do have 63 or 64 totems, you have to get them off the edge. And what I normally do for that is you hit them and get them into a water stream and then start hitting them off the edge, and then once they're off the edge, block the water stream as best as you can. Now if you're lucky, you happen to be right next to their entrance, and you can just rinse and repeat. Now, if you know that the other person is going to fly over, then here's some defense tactics that McKibble used. First of all, you notice how it's pretty wrecked here. It's going to be awfully hard to find a lot of people. So, you could go inside one of these water towers, dig down, make a hiding cell for you there. Or you could go into, you could even just go into any miscellaneous point in the ground and then just cover it up with a stone brick. The thing is, we have stone as the floor and stone brick as your building block, mainly because stone brick looks less bland. The thing is, I'm walking along here, I can clearly see it, that stone brick. So, one solution to this might be, oh, look over here. Let's combine the 2 strategies. Yeah, pretend you didn't see that. And you could just lock yourself in like this and sneak, and they won't find you. Done. Thing is, eventually you'll probably accidentally release sneak, and then it'll be super obvious. Nothing you can really do to fix that. Also, here's something that you might have seen me do in the other video. Don't exactly have any TNT on me, so I'll quickly raid this side. Usually my cannon will blow up. It seems to happen every single time. But in the last video there was a whole bunch of TNT scattered around. And then McKibble died, so I just lit it up. So it made a substantial hole in the ground. And last time you'll know it did something extra special. Especially since there wasn't all the lava there screwing everything up. And there was more TNT. I just lit up the TNT and... well, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. There was a hole into down below. And so, fighting at McKibble, I go off the edge. And if you're good enough with Ultra, which I'm not today, sometimes you can catch the water stream and go back up. And it's kind of conspicuous that you're doing this. So, if you notice that somebody is clearly not dying, normally they won't be sneaking, so you can always see their name tag also, but so you didn't notice, you would probably scout around and look for any holes. Oh, there's a hole. Plug. And the hole is gone. And you just walk away, and I am back down here, right in the water stream, go up, no problem. Actually, wait, there isn't a problem because the person blocking this kind of screwed up. But, oh no, I'm in the water stream, sorta. But, well, if I were in the water stream, then I would have died. Also, one last thing. Imagine that this is McKibble's base. And he usually has a comparator contraption over here to get his thing to fire over and over again. So I'll quickly build that. Just has a simple comparator clock hookup to his cannon. Otherwise, it's pretty much identical to mine. And he has this. So I walk over, I see this, and oh. It's a nice cannon you have there. It would be a shame if it blew up. And the cannon is destroyed. And there's another water stream for you to go down. Oh, go up. And hooray. Just absolutely obliterated. And our cannon created huge holes everywhere, and hopefully beat them at TNT Wars. I'm really not doing good at catching water streams today, though. But that's it for today. If you liked the video, then make sure to put a like on. If you have any suggestions, put them in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you want to see more, it really helps the channel out, and I will see you next time. Bye. Additional side note, since if you have 64 totems, and you fall down, also climb up a lava stream.